Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. My husband was checking out my photos on my Instagram page of yesterday's Primark scouting, and he liked some of the merchandise. So he wants me to go back today and pick up a sweatshirt for him and a t-shirt for him. And I think that's pretty cool. When, I'm happy when he likes something. He says, "Oh, could you get me that?" Now, I had no intention on going out today, but I'll do it. And maybe I'll pick myself up a shirt. It was for the, he wants to do it for Memorial Day, for like 4th of July, those things. And we picked up some lovely stuff last year, too. And I didn't even wear them down in Disney World last year. So maybe, hopefully, this year I'll be able to wear that outfit that I purchased from last year, the t-shirts. But anyhow, so I guess I'm going back to Primark later. Lots of Disney news, people. This, to me, happens to involve people, cast members, people that work for the company. It's not so much of the crap that's happening. It's how it happened that people should be a little bit ticked off about. And, how do you handle something like that? Me, former cast member, what they did to us here in New York, we didn't care for it either. I was only hired for seasonal, as you know, not to go through it again, but it was how it was done. And we were actually getting that news back then almost the same way as these cast members now are getting the news. But I didn't have social media back then. I didn't have did I have a cell phone? I didn't have a cell phone back then. Not in 2002. I think I got it after I left the company. But anyhow, doesn't matter. It's how they go about announcing things to their workers is the route that I'm going to take. I think it's horrible. And most cast members yesterday found out during a TikTok post. So people on the outside always find out information. There is always somebody on the outside that'll find something out faster than the person that is going through the situation. That's a shame. Numerous people went on their pages and says, I'm this, and you can't really, you don't spew so much hatred, and don't, because people were cursing other people out and everything. It was just a free-for-all of stepping on. And what I'm talking about is the Galactic Star Cruiser experience, the Star Wars experience of Galactic Star Cruiser, the 2-night special stay in Disney World that was going for like $2,500 a pop. So it's $5,000 for 2 nights, let's just say. I mean, it's something I'll never afford, let's put it that way. I mean, I didn't know and I didn't care. I've seen it, but I'll never go on it. Most people will never go on it. To experience that. Well, none of us really have to worry about that anymore because as of yesterday, it's closing for good. So all that money that Disney spent on that is out. Not only that, but the special project that they were doing for the Disney, it's a campus that they were doing on Disney property in Florida. They were recruiting 2,000 of their workers from California to be relocated to this location here in Florida. And it was costing over $1 billion. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about that anymore because as of yesterday, that's also been scrapped. It's done. So, but who is suffering for this? Is the workers, is the cast members. I cannot express to you any more that when I say to you, I don't know why people insist on hanging around working for this company. Okay, now when I was a cast member back in 2002, I was only hired for seasonal. One more time, I don't mean to repeat it, but they gave us the impressions that if you work hard, you become, you're a team player, you put your all into it. We actually keep people at the end of your term to be hired for permanent. Well, that didn't work either. So none of us were. I think there was one girl that was, And 3 weeks later, she had to talk with her family that they wanted her to continue college instead of the work, because the work was involved, it was getting too much involved with the college studies, so she had to quit on that, and they were pissed off. Disney was literally pissed off, because that's the one that they kept. All right, whatever the case may be. Disney World took over my store, which we were the flagship store. I'm not going to go through that story again, but they have a habit of not even making total announcements. There was a buzz going on in the job time, employees' numbers were going down. Our hours were going down, so therefore you didn't make that much pay. And then we were hit with the announcement. All right, fine. Let's get out of that and go back to what we're doing now. And cast members yesterday about the Galactic Star Cruiser were finding out on social media, even before they were approached on it, even before they were notified from the company itself. So, gotta love social media. That's a shame. That's a shame. So, I mean, how does the information get out before the cast members even know? Was it done for spite? Does Disney do it themselves? How does that happen? How does that happen when nobody else knows? I've been saying it a long time, folks. Find yourselves someplace else to work. Find yourselves more stability. Find yourselves more pay. Find yourselves better benefits. Now, for the 2,000 people that were going to, the whole thing was going to be relocated here to Florida, how are they feeling? I know they're probably staying now in California, but at the same time, you had people that were most likely getting ready to make arrangements to relocate to Florida. Do they keep their property there and then just move to Florida? Some people cannot do that nowadays. There's just not enough money. Some people, the economy. So do you put in the process of putting up your property? Do you sell your property? Now, if you were in the midst of making those type of arrangements, they're all screwed up now. They're all screwed. How does one do that? Because this company has you on a freaking leash. All I could say is it's a nice company to be a fan of. And I've said this back in 2002. I told this to my husband. I said, it's great to be a fan. I love, I still love Disney and everything, but to work for them is totally, totally different. I was glad to say at one point I was a cast member, but at the same time, we all felt like we got gypped. We got screwed. We got screwed. Right now, the cast members are most likely feeling this. It's an iffy situation. You're on pins and needles. You're supposed to go to work. Okay, fine. You got problems at work. It's the usual problems. This one didn't come in. This one came in late. This one I had to fill in for this one. Okay, stupid, silly little problems. This here situation, you don't know when you go to work, you wake up the next morning. You don't know if you're going to have a job by the end of the day because they may can you. You don't know if you're going to be relocated on the property. You get used to a beautiful store. Let's say if you're a cast member in a gift shop, or say, oh, by the way, you're not working there today. You're gonna be moving over here and a completely different park. I guess it's nice for change of scenery. Maybe you're into that, but if a person is comfortable in their line of work, in their position, on their post at where they are at that time, you're bouncing people around left and right. And let's not even mention, they may not even get bounced. They may permanently say, well, you know what, we are sorry, but we won't be needing your services anymore. So Disney has a habit of doing these things, and don't tell me they don't. I know every job has something, but this, they have they have a set way on how they do something, and it's really crappy. It's really crappy. So, what are your views on it? And the situation with the campus, and the situation now happening with the court, and Chapek is now involved. He's one of the problems that are in the case of the court, and money is just, I say there's a lot of money missing. We're going to find out, I'm sure. I'm sure. These things take time. It takes them 2 seconds to file a court case, but yet to find out any other information, you ever notice it just never seems to arise? I'm still waiting for the inspection on the monorails. This is what I'm interested in. I'm still interested in that. But all the other news, yeah, this is what I'm interested in. All the backstage. I'll call it backstage because that's what we used to do. We have to call it backstage. I will get all the backstage dirt on this company. Because that's really what it is. Who is suffering for this? Is all the workers, all your cast members. They're all suffering for this because you don't know from 1 minute to the next of what's going to happen in your own lives. Aren't you bothered by this? You don't have to be forced to do something. I understand it's a situation, people need money, they work, they have to work to survive. Yeah, but at the same time, cast members are complaining that they're not making enough. Okay, Disney, I told you, there's a method to their madness. There's got to be a reason why they're canning all this stuff. It's because either they're gathering money up that they don't really have, or they're gathering money up that they lost, and they just can't do this project right now because they'd rather have the money. Because they know they're in other trouble. And they're going to have to use that money for something else. It's just, this is what makes their world go around. The bubble needs to be popped. The bubble needs to be popped. DeSantis, I like the fact that at least when CNBC yesterday, the news station CNBC came on, and what it is that at least he was reached for comment. When CNBC they tried to contact Disney, they could not be reached for comment. But at least DeSantis, when they called him, he spoke and he gave a statement for the news. So, you could say really certain things of what you want about him. He may be up and down, but at least when he was asked, he threw it. Now, there may have been a reason why he threw it. And don't tell me he don't love every minute of this crap happening with Disney, because there's a method to their madness. Absolutely. But he said it in not so many words, and I cannot repeat what he said because I would screw it up. I didn't write any of it down. Basically, what he said was, well, with the trouble happening with Disney, in other words, you could see what's happening with them, so this would be the reason why. They had to do this because of all their other problems. They do have problems. They do. He wasn't lying about that. But it's very interesting. It's going to be very interesting if there even is an outcome on this. I just wish the court things would get going. I wish the inspection would get going on the monorails. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. I'm eager to see this. But who is suffering for this are the workers. It's like Disney put them in the middle. Disney will throw them under the Magic Express bus, if you will, and run them over. And then after they get done running them over, they'll back the bus up and do it again. This is what they're doing. And you people, the cast members are putting up with this. Why are you putting up with this? People are not treating you right. The company is not treating you. Get up and go somewhere else. Just get out. I wouldn't walk, I would run. Get out. I'm looking right at you. If you're not being treated somewhere, you have to do better things for yourselves. Get up and do something better for yourselves. It's not easy, I know that, to make a new start of something, because that's what you would be doing. But this, not knowing where you're going to be from day to day, is absolutely insane. Okay? You can be a fan of the company. You just can't work for them. I learned that a long time ago. All right, people. I'm going to leave you with that. What are your views on this? Leave them in the comments below. I want to hear from you. All opinions are welcome. No cursing. No weird stuff, because then you're going to be out. I just, I do have my rules. But, have a nice discussion that I would welcome. All right. Have a lovely Friday. When I do shop at Primark and get some stuff, I'll probably come out with another video at some point today. If not, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Love to all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And this is the news that I enjoy. This is the news that is more important than all the fluff and the, you know, got to take off those rose-colored glasses. Especially for the cast members. You gotta feel for them. You really do. But they don't have to put up with this. Get out. All right, people. Love to all. Take care. Bye-bye.